Assalamu alaikum. Welcome into the first video in the Naskh scripts. Before we start with Naskh scripts, explaining it, we need to wrap our heads around something, which is the way we cut the pen. The pen in Naskh is cut for 40 to 45 degrees. So this would be the angle that the pen is cut with. Now this is very important because it's different from the Ruqa and the Diwani and the Farsi. So to be able to write a proper Naskh, you need a proper pen. So you should watch the video that I explain how to cut the pen and all these details. I'll put the link, it will pop up too. Now we got this out of the way, how to cut the pen, the angle of the pen, we know how to hold the pen, assumingly. So let's start with some general notes about the scripts and what we will learn today. So the general note is the letters that this script contains. So we have in Arabic some letters that come above the line, as we can see here. So we will have the Alef is one of them. We've got the Ba. The Ba includes the Ta and the Tha and the Then we've got the Dal. It has two shapes, but anyway, the Dal is always on the line. The Ta. Ta comes on the line. The Fa also comes on the line. Kaf. Now Kaf, both shapes, because we sometimes write the Zindani, this one, and sometimes we write the normal one, this one. So both of them come above the line. And the Meem, this Meem, the Ha, and finally Lam, Alif and Ya. When we talk about Ya, we talk about the Zindani Ya, the Sayfi, the sword Ya, sorry about that, this Ya. Now these are the letters that come above the line. We've got letters that go below. It's just a review of these letters so that when we learn them we know some notes. So back to the letters that go above the line. Now here we have to look at for example, the Kaf here. How many points it's above the point. This would be generally the maximum height that letters go for. This way, the letters that go below the line will have a maximum drop, which is about around 2 points. So 2 to 4 points. Here we've got the Jeem. That goes below. We will talk about the scaling later. The Ra. The other Ra. We've got the Sin. It goes below the line because this is basically a Nun. The Sad is the same thing. Because this is a Nun. We've got the Ain. Which is based on a Ha. We've got the Qaf, which is also based on the Nun. Lam. Meem, but this shape of the Meem. Nun, obviously. Wow and Ya. Yeah, of course, this year. Now here we can see the letters in general. So some of them come above the line, others come below the line, and that's basically what we want to talk about at the beginning of this video. Next, we are going to start with letters. For today's class, we are going to focus on the Alef and the Ba. These two letters, we start with the Alef. We have to be careful here. So the Alef is 5 points high, and it is not straight, it is going down to the right. Before we start writing, we need to know how to hold the pen. We hold the pen with a 75 degrees. So how could we wrap our heads around, how could we reach this 75 degrees? You could simply draw a 90 degree square like this. This is 45. You could halve this part too. So this is 45, which gives us 22.5 plus 45 will give us 67.5. So this is approaching the 75 degrees. Add more, half this again, the 22 will give you 11.25. Add it to this, you will end up with 87. So it is just before this angle, as we can see here. Because 3 degrees you will have to go back. So it is quite sharp of an angle, like this. We start with it and we move downward to the right, like this. We need to add a slight curvature up here and down here. Now it is not straight, really straight. You could start it with a straight, but in the future you have to add a small curvature to it to make it look neater. With time you will notice the difference between them. Now it's not this curvy, I just made it this curvy to show you what I mean by curvature. But when you do it, you will see that it's really curved here, just on the top, and back here in the bottom. And it is not straight, it is inclined, and it is 5 points high. This is how we write the Alef in Naskh, by itself of course. Now, before we continue, the dots in the Naskh are squared shape. So we've got 1, 2, or 3, the triangle. The same thing for the scaling. Now when it connects, it goes from down to up. When we move upward, it also goes to the left. It doesn't go straight up. And here, since we have already 1 point, which is the thickness of the writing, this means that the height of the Alef would be 4 points. It's inclined to the left. It's not going straight upward. Now, another important thing is how to move with the pen. So for this, you can see that when you move upward, you've got two options. You could either press on the upper side of the pen or press on the lower side. So when you go up, you could either press on this or like this. It's not the same, by the way. So imagine that here we've got the, for example, my finger is the paper. So when you go up, you have the option between pressing like this and moving, or pressing like this and moving. You do this one. You press the pen from down and you move upward. You don't do it the other way around. Again, you have the option to either press on the top of the pen and move up, or press on the lower part of the pen and move up. You will do this move. This way you'll be able to write the Alef going upward, and it would look neat and nice. Now this is the basic shape of it. There are improvements to it, which include adding a small curvature up here. Now it's connected, so there's something coming from here, whatever the letter was. Or this small hilya, we call hilya by the way, which means jewelry, we could add a fatha, which could work, for example, abata, oh father. This is the fatha for the ta. And we could add something down here, which is taken from the kufi. When you go up, you could add a small nudge back here, like this. The lock, I think it's called. This is basically a like a comma shape we add down to the alif. So this is the shape of the alif, separate, connected at the end with several options to add to. Now alif comes into several letters. For example, lam. Lam is basically an alif and a noon. So we need to think of an alif when we write lam, then add a noon down here. The same thing for the kaf. We add the alif, then we do a kaf. So you can see that the alif comes in other letters. The meem also. I know it's shocking, but the meem, this part of the meem, the lower part, is an alif. Now this alif should be 4 points, not 5. The same thing for the kaf. The lam is different, it has to be 5 because it is dropping below the line. So lam is 5, kaf is 4, meem is 4. The ta, has an alif here. This alif is 4 points. Let's talk briefly about the hilya. This hilya we put on lams and the ta part. So you're doing this and you come from the middle of it, you drop from the middle of it. It's very easy, you go down and right. It's like a dot. So we do the hilya and we go down with the alif. Now this alif should be 4 points. Here we saw the letters that come with an alif. Now in some cases we've got a connection that connects alif to the lam to a letter afterwards. So if this was an alif at the end, you could also connect to a lam and then a kha. For example, bil khayri. You could see this connection between an alif and a lam. There are letters that are going upward but not alifs. For example, the dal is basically the alif move, but it's shorter. So bud, it's the same thing as the alif we saw just now, but it stops really short. It doesn't continue upward. The same thing with the ha. So this is bud and this is ba or bih. With the ha, we do the different shape, but both of them are the same idea. They are both based on the move of the alif. Now we are going to move on to the letter ba. For the letter ba, we have some scaling to deal with here. We add 1 point, another point. This point is for the first move. This point is to know that the ba, the start of the ba, is inclined. It's not really flat. So we choose our starting point, it's here. To do the first move, you move down curvature. So you know how to make a dot. Imagine making a dot but with a straighter angle, which is what we spoke about, the 75, and you curve it. So it will look really thin on the lower part of it but thick on the beginning. This is how we produce this move. Then you stop and you add your inner scale. Some calligraphers do 4 points, some calligraphers do 5 points. We're going to use 5 points. Now here you've got the 5 points and you need curvature below these 5 points. When you write the ba, as we can see, when we added the dots, the one down here, it's to show us that we need some space to curve. We need some space to curve downward. And this curvature should be quite clear if we added a line in the middle like we did here. To write this curvature, you have to think of 2 moves. The first one is going down, touch. The second move is starting curving up. So it is not just a small, like a normal curve, it is pointing towards the left. The majority of the weight is here. It's not really balanced, it's sort of tipping to the left. The dots for the ba here, for the ta here, for the tha here. If each one of these was a letter. So this is ba, ta, and tha. Now they have to be touching and they have to be square shaped. Not small, not big, like neat, like this. Now there is another shape for it which could extend for between 10 and 13 points. That one is called Kashida. It's an elongation. We start with either 2 options, either this option or this option. And then we've got our 1 point here, and we add the either 10 or 13. This would be 10, and this would be 13. Now for this one, you know that you don't have much space to work with. So you have to focus where to stop and where to start to curvature upward. The last 2 points, you start to rotate the pen and make it really sharp like this. This sharpness. The same thing for this one. You go down, then up, then sharp. This is a ba and a ta that is really long. Kashida. Both of these connect. When they connect to an alif, you've got several options. We've got 2 options. We've got the first one that has the exact same start we started with, which is 1 and 2. 1, 1. Now here, you've got a curvature then going upward, like we did. You could add the whatever you want here. Or you could have the sharper one. This one you will see a lot in the Quran. This one is more of a calligrapher's move. But go back to the Quran and check the ba and any connection to the alif. You will see that this option is here. What do we mean by this small curvature? If you were to really focus, you will find that when you move the pen upward, you have options. You could either do a curve and go up, or suddenly go up. When you look here, you will find this lovely curvature, but here you will have a sudden, like a very small curve. So this is the difference I'm talking about now. There's also the option of doing the elongation, the imtidad, by using a normal sized ba, the 5 points. But in this case, you will make it 6.5 because you've got the extruded part of the alif. So we start with the normal ba, the 5 points. As we can see, I gave it the proper going downward, then going upward. You've got 5 points. Now here we'll have 6.5 because the alif comes on the left. It does not go straight up, it comes inclined. So we go down, This is what we mean. So this is an elongation for the, for example, ثائر, a name in Arabic. ثائر could be written like this, or with a small ba. This one. The small fa. This is the ba with the alif. Now, there are other cases for the ba when it comes with other letters. We only saw two now. We've got this start, which is 1 point high, and we've got this start, which is basically going downward. With some letters, so these are 1. These, the ones we learned here, are 1 and 2. Here we've got number 3, which comes with certain letters. We've got one that comes 2 points high and is really going to the right. It's half a point going to the right. This one connects to a scene. For example, bis or bas. As you can see here, this is very high because of the letter sin. Now this comes with sin, ain, ya, and meem. What do I mean by this? For example, we've got this meem. ثم أو تم. And we do this. باع أو تاع. As you can see, we will see examples in the future. Then we have another shape. So we've got the one with the 2 points. We've got those 2 small ones. We've got a connection inside. So this connection inside, we will add all of them in like in few notes, so that we could see all of them next to each other. Here we've got the start that is very small. It barely goes the 1 point, and here we do the half of the pen. We don't use the full pen thickness. This is basically this shape. We started with a normal ba, the 1 point ba, but when we continued, we used half of the pen, as we can see here. We did not use the full size of the pen. Then we continue the writing. So we used the full, then we use half, then we continue. This connection comes with ba, ta, tha. If you wrote this with the scene, it will be wrong. That's why we use it with. That's why we have these rules, because back in the day, Arabic was written without dots. So these rules were created. Now, for certain letters like the ha, nun, kaf, and ra, we use this one, the one we saw in the beginning. So bur, bin. To write this one, you basically go down a bit, add a small cut up here. This is a very sharp cut up here. So you see how sharp it is, this one. You add it, then you continue writing the letter. It also comes with a kaf, but this kaf, for example, become or become. وما بكم من نعمة فمن الله, and it connects to the meem. So as we can see, we used it here too, and with the ha, but this ha, Naskh also has this ha, bih. So we've got this ba, this connection of a ba, the long one, and the normal one we saw at the beginning. We will continue with another one. You might think there are lots of connections for the ba, it's very hard. You practice it and you will get your head around it, since it's really easy and simple. Now this one comes from the letter Ra. In Naskh we have a letter Ra that looks like this. It's 2 points high. We start from this side, we curve up, then we go 45-degree downward, we touch this line, then we curve back up. As we can see, we curve. It's basically two curves, this curve and this curve. So for the bat we take the first part, which will give us 3 points of width, of length, and 2 points of drop. So it will start from here, go up, then go down. It's this part. It's like taking this part of the Ra and putting it here. Then it connects to a Meem, Thumma, for example, or Tam. Also it connects to a Ha. But for the Ha we use a longer one. We use one that is 4 points so that it will contain the whole Ha, because Ha is 4 points. Then it goes back with a Ha. Bahar. So I hope it's clear. This ba is based on Ra, which is a curvature up here. This curvature. Next, we have also a ba that is used with the Ha, specifically with Ha, and it is based on the Saudia al-Ya as-Sayfiyya. For this one, it is 2 points high. We start from the upper point and we curve. We do a very sharp curve. Then we go down 3 points. The other side. Now here we've got this 1 point which will contain the Ha. Let's do it again. We go up, curve, then back, curve. I hope it's like a hook. Now here, it has to look really neat because it's different from the previous one. So you go up and curve, and here you have to give the other way around. You have to do the curvature into the other way around. If it was sharp, it would look nice too, as we can see here, how sharp it is. So this is specifically made for the Ha. Let's do a quick recap for this connection. We talked about the small one, the cut one, which we will see later too. 2 top points, a small connection with the Ba. This one is what we just mentioned. The long one taken from a Ra, and the one taken from the Ya, the sword, yeah. Now these are the shapes of the Ba at the beginning of a word. What about the Ba inside, in the middle of a word? For that we are going to see several shapes. We've got 5 of them. The first one would be the normal one, going up, then going down. It's very easy. You're coming Bates. You just nudge up, then go back down. It's half a point, and the details in this one is that when you go up, going down will have to be thin here. You go up, and then you move with the cut back. You don't go back. You move with the cut and then down. So you went up, down with the cut, then left, just like connecting this one, as you can see here. Then we have one that is based on the high one, the 2 point one. There's some connection here. goes up to the left. It's like the dal, as if there's a dal connected here. Then we take it down a bit, then do this very small nudge like this one up here. So for this one, we do, so we've got 1, here's 2, and 3. So we went up, we added this small nudge down here, then we added the half a point next to it, then we continued. So this connection comes with the long one. It also comes with the ha. So حينا أو حبنا, we've got ha. When you have a ba ta tha ya noon following a ha, you have to end it here. So they will start here. This is the start of the ha. When you come back, you finish here. So that the ba or the ta or the tha or the ya would start from here and then continue. Now this is the new connection, which is just like the scene. It's very thick. To write a full shape or like a full word with it, we could use this ha. Ba or ya, and then another one, but this one we will use the elongated one. So here we could write hubbuna, or love. You could fix this spot to make it look nicer here and here. So as we can see how these two connected together, we can see the curvature here. We can see that this is 1 point, the width of the bar. Now it's too early for the ha, but it is 4 points with 1 point up here. So this way we can see the things that we talked about today. Sort of the, but this is what we wanted to focus on, this connection of the bar. Then we have one that connects with ra, noon, ra and noon. This one is basically going up. Then from here you break out and you add a ra. As we can see, there's a we sort of lift it upward. The same thing goes for the noon. You will find it also really abundant in Quran. So khair, بخير, you could find it in كل عام وأنتم بخير. You'll find this shape. So it is basically going up with the normal dal move, the one we talked about before. Then from 1 point you break out. You break out with this ba. So it's basically this shape, the long shape, connected to the very thin shape. Finally you add the ra or the noon to it. At the end of the word, it's just a normal ba ta tha ya. Now let's recap this very interesting and long class. We started our class by talking about how to cut the pen, and to double check that video. Also, if you haven't seen the other courses, you should start with the Ruqa, followed by the Diwani, then you enter this one, or the other scripts if I upload those scripts. You should start with the easier ones. Then we moved on to the letters that come above the line, letters that come below the line, half by half. Then we started talking about the Alef. The height of the Alef is 5 points. When it comes connected, it's 4 points, because we have 1 point cancelling due to the thickness of the script. Then we talked about the decorations that come with the Alef, the Hilya, the Hatha, and the small key down here. Then we talked about the Alef that comes with the letters Lam, Kaf, Meem, Ta. The height, this one is 4, 4, 4, and the Lam is 5 because it's below the line. Then we mentioned that the Lam could connect to an Alef like this, and we talked about the Hilya, which is this move, and we go down from the middle of this move. Then we mentioned that some letters like the Dal and the Ha are basically the first height of the Alef. Now, then we moved on to the Ba, how the shapes of the Ba, the normal one and the Kashida one, the elongated one, the scaling of it, where to put the points for the Ta and the Tha and the Ba. When it connects, two options, 1 and 2. We could also have a third option for it to be engated. This is 6.5 points wide. Then we moved on to the shapes of the connected Ba. We've got one that is 2 points high, and we use it with Ba, with Sin, and Ain, and Ya, and Meen. Now the normal Ba, we use it with the remaining letters. For example, if you had a Dal, you would use a Bal and a Ba and a Dal, like we did before. If, for example, you had a Qaf, you would use like a normal Ba with a normal Qaf. So, yeah, you would use normal Ba with other letters, but these are the special cases. Sin, Ain, Ya, Meen, we use the long one. Ba, we use this small connection, which we will come to later as an example. Then we talked about this small connection that comes with a Ra, Nun, Kaf, and Ha. We talked about the one that is derived from a Ra, we use with Meem and Ha. Then we talked about the one that comes with a Ha and Kha and Jeem. Then we moved on to connected, to the middle Bas. We've got one here that is basically going up then continuing like a nudge. We've got a stop, the one that stops and continues, and this one. So we've got here one and another one here. These are two. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 4. This one, the thick one, and we saw how it comes with the Ha. Finally, we've got 5, which is the very long one that connects to a Ra and a Nun. For a homework, a Bait, Alef, Ba, Ya, we will use the normal Ba, connects with like the half Ba, connects with this one, then we'll connect to this nudge, and the Ta will be just like a normal end. So A, Ba, Ya, Ta, a Bait. بيننا normal Ba, half, new one, then a long one, because we've got more than 2 nabirat. So this is a long one, and we come back from here with the same one, and we finally add this Alef. بيننا. Yeah, we should try Bait and Baynana and see how it will go with us. But first we need to practice all of these. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and share if you find these videos beneficial. It's been Ammar and see you in the next class. Goodbye.